welcome to another one of our videos sponsored by Nepcote and Rebbit Sports Camps. Today you are watching highlights of Worthing CC First 11 versus Hastings and St Leonards Priory First 11. You'll be missing the voice of Tim Dunn, our usual commentator, so it is me, Daryl, filling in for today. Hastings won the toss and elected to bat at the Manor. A windy one as always, but the sun was shining and no rain interruptions. Lalu and Scowen opening the batting. Looked to be aggressive early on. Lalu especially hitting the first ball for 4. Harry Merritt-Bland and the other Harry Dunn, opening the bowling. Back into the pink ball for the final 4 games of the season with win-loss format. And you'll see there a brilliant run out, direct hit by Nathan overseas, running out Scowen, who scored a decent 100 against us in the away fixture earlier in the season. A big scalp to get early on. Lalu, though, continued with his early boundaries, making his way into the 20s off just 11 balls. But a second wicket was brought up in the 4th over. Harry Merritt-Bland just finding the outside edge as Hoadley tried to run one down to third man. Smart grab by Ollie Kay. All action packed power play. Plenty of boundaries, plenty of chances. All the runs mainly coming off the loose bat. End of power play. Pretty much a runnable at the moment. Hastings will feel slightly on top. A rare sighting of Alex Watkins with his left arm off spin from the top end as we tried to steal a third wicket. Wasn't to be. And Lalu bringing up his 50 off just 36 balls. A decent knock so far. Sean Johnson into his stride, into his 30s, as Hastings bring up their 100 in just the 16th over. Decent wicket at the Manor, quick outfield as you can see, pretty dry again after the last couple of weeks, making for good scores. Nathan getting his first bowl. But a couple of early boundaries. Should have been a slip there, not to be. Back-to-back boundaries as Johnson makes his way towards a well-made 50. Pretty much a runnable. Hastings going at 7s now. Looking for a score up towards 300 at this stage. As they take advantage of a few bad balls from the Worthing bowlers. But the drinks break does it. First over after drinks. Caught long off Johnson. Run a ball. Well made. 60. Caught by Harry Merritt-Bland. Off Harry Dunn. Youngster Ed Middleton getting a couple of overs at the top end. Looking to get the set batter out. Not to be though, as Lou makes his way towards that 100. Enjoying plenty of sweeping. as both batters do. The reverse sweep coming out by Finch, making its way to the third man boundary. Merritt Bland back on at the top end, again finding the outside edge with no slip in place, runs away to the boundary for 4. Nathan swapped ends. Animated there, just making its way over mid-on. But back-to-back boundaries at the end of the over sees Finch into the 20s and Hastings to the 200 off just 30 overs. Looking for the breakthrough again. Alex Watkins is brought back into the attack to his surprise and many others. Starts with 5 wides. However, redemption. His next ball. It is slog swept out to the deep square boundary, and Lelou is caught for 94 off 92 balls. An excellent innings. The sweeps didn't stop after Lelou's departure, and Finch continues on his merry way, reverse sweeping. Alex Watkins continuing his spell after that wicket. Not with much more luck though, as the moon ball, copied by Sam Curran, not quite coming out the same, been dispatched down the ground. The highlight reel continues that over with another drag down. As McLeave gets a nice welcome into his batting performance. Just over 10 overs left. Hastings are probably targeting just over 300 at this stage. Worthing mainly looking for wickets now. Nathan's not getting his line right. And the ball's disappeared to the boundary. I'm back on from the top end. Managed to find the outside edge of McLeave. He gets a well-made 30 off just 20 balls. Taken easily behind by Ollie Kay. Regali picks up the next one, caught behind. Little feather through, just carries to Ollie Kay. Regali will say the wind was pretty heavy. Before another one, caught deep square. Little plan set in place as the 7th wicket goes down. Brings Fred Hulbert to the crease. Short ball played nicely. Down to fine leg for 4 runs. Merritt Bland replaces Rabbits at the top end. Try and get the last couple of wickets. Just 3 overs left. Before I'm given the final over. And Hulbert is caught. Looking to go down the ground and caught at long off. Hastings ending their innings on 306 for 8 off their 45 overs. Decent contributions all the way through. Lelou with his 94, the pick of the batters. Wickets were shared between the top 5 bowlers. And Worthing set about chasing 300. Bellamy back and Ollie Kay back in the side. Looking to get off to a decent start. As Bellamy always does, always seems to find the boundary in the first couple of balls. Little tickle down to fine leg, down the rapid outfield. As Worthing get up with the rate in the first over, 10 for none. Worthing continue their decent power play. Ollie Kay finding the boundary this time, again down to fine leg. Plenty of boundaries down there and through third man today. As Worthing raced towards 50 in the first 10. Barton choosing to bowl left arm off spin today rather than a seam up. Plenty of turn on offer at the Manor. Ollie with a lovely drive through the offside for 4. Page coming on with off spin from the top end, but Kay finding the rope. Run rate still over 5. Required run rate in the 7s. But still possible with wickets in hand. As Worthing tick towards the 100. However, Bellamy goes back to 1. Never go back at the Manor is the saying. And is clean bowled for 41 off 48. Always scores quickly. Henry Chandler comes in at 3. Ollie Kay just running one down. We'll give him the benefit there and running one down to the third man fence. As Worthing bring up their 100 in the 20th over. Still at 5s. Chandler picks up on the short ball nicely. Taking it away to deep mid-wicket boundary. But Barton gets his revenge. Ball just finding the leading edge. Turning away from Kay. He can't quite make it to 50. Would have been a well-made one. 46 off 72. There's 2 quick wickets. Brings in myself to the crease. But a third wicket in the last sort of 25 runs or so has just put a dampener on this chase. Caught and bowled again, just sticking the wicket a little bit slow in this second innings. As Henry knocks it straight back to Barton, who takes his second wicket. Required rate is nearly up at 10s now, so got to get going really. As Nathan takes on the short ball. Seam back on after Barton's 9 overs go for very few boundaries in his overs. But Nath trying to take on that short boundary on the leg side to a short one, gets well caught by Barton at deep mid wicket. 155 for 4 off 30, still at 5s. Take every run, they say. Outside edge or not. As the last couple of highlights show. Still zooming down to that third man boundary. As Worthing make their way towards 200. Couple of nice sweeps, make their way over the fence, hitting downwind. Before a slightly less well-timed sweep out to deep square, brings up my 50. And the 200. Dragged down by Johnson, just gets another one away. Before McLeave clean bowls me. 56 off 51. Brings in Harry Merritt-Bland. Looked good with the bat so far this year. Always hits the 6. Pretty much known for it. Him and Martin normally get at least one apiece. But a couple of early boundaries really got him going. Nicely both through the offside. Just a couple of overs left now. Watkins couldn't be plumber. Again, going back to 1 and is bang in front. A bit of a mix up there. I'll let you watch that a couple of times before you make your own judgments on that one. But Ed is run out without really knowing where the ball was. And Merritt Bland hits his second 6 straight over long on. Lovely strike. Before Swift tries to repeat what Harry did, but is caught right on the fence. An excellent catch by Hoadley. Right on the fence. And the final ball brings out Worthing's 250. And Worthing lose by 57 runs. Contributions all the way through, really. Just never really were up with the rate. Pick of the bowlers very much. Barton 2 for 39. And McLeave 3 for 22. Excellent 4 overs at the end. Hastings remain in the promotion places, while Worthing remain in 6th. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You will see this week that it is the Worthing second 11 at home. We look forward to seeing you again on the next video.